Hello, my YouTube family, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here or even old here, hi there. I feel like this warrants a new introduction. So, hey everyone, my name is Nompi, and this is the Show Up with Nompi, where I'm pretty much trying to intentionally show up for my life and hopefully inspire you, yes, you, to do the same. So, what are we showing up for today? Today, we are showing up for the best year yet, okay? Because in 2022, we are coming for everything, every single one thing that can be practically done, obviously within a year. Honey, I'm coming for it, okay? So, I'm going to be taking you through my 2022 takeover process or planning process, and yeah, hopefully this inspires you to do something similar. And what I love about this year is I decided to do my own thing. I didn't try and follow another person's methodology. I just took the parts and pieces that really felt true to me and used those to actually create my own plans. So without any further ado, let's get started. So, starting with the 8 dimensions of wellness, I set my intentions according or based on the 8 dimensions. And for those of you who don't know what the 8 dimensions of wellness is, it's kind of like the wheel of life, you know? It's like it outlines all areas of your life that contribute to your holistic and overall wellness. And you kind of use that as a baseline to understand that do you have a balanced life, or are you burdening one area of your life to basically be everything that makes you happy? And for this year, I will share my intentions, and really they were based around having a theme of wanting to flourish this year. You know, when I said we're coming for everything, this is what I meant when I said we're coming for everything. When I look at my emotional well-being, I did not just want to feel better, but I wanted to get better at feeling. And then spiritually, I wanted to live a more intentional and mindful life. And then physically, I wanted to look and feel good from the inside out. Then environment side, I wanted to start first by fixing my own environment and creating an environment that actually promotes my well-being and my productivity. And then financially, I wanted to just feel secured and happy and satisfied with my current finances and my future. And then socially, I wanted to connect with people who actually feel or who actually want to do the same things that I want to do, or who actually want to grow and who are also on a journey of just showing up for themselves. And that's why I'm going to go so hard on my YouTube this year, you know, and obviously create better connections in my entire life, or in my actual day-to-day life, with people who I know are working towards the same goals as me. And then career-wise, I just used what is already I'll say my career mantra basically, and that is to basically create high performing teams through operational excellence and servant leadership. And then intellectually, I wanted to focus on my creativity and let my creativity be, you know, allow my creativity to exist as a part of my life and stop shutting it down, saying you can't be an engineer and be creative, you know. So allow my creativity to support the other areas of my well-being. So yeah, those are my intentions for the year. And then what I did was I took each intention and I started to brainstorm actions and habits and projects that will make sure that intention actually becomes a reality. It's all nice and well to have these intentions, but if you don't know what does that mean or how am I supposed to show up for those intentions, it's not going to work, right? So it's the same with your goals. If you have a goal of saying I'm going to lose 10 kilos, but you don't write how and what you're going to do on the day-to-day or on the regular, then you are standing the chance of not being able to see that intention come into a reality. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example with my physical well-being, right? With my physical well-being, so my intention there was to look and feel good from the inside out. And the 4 key things that I wanted to focus on there was to sleep right, to eat well, to work out, and to find my personal style, right? But this is not like going intensely hard and overhauling a lot of things. These are just small daily actions that I need to get done. Some of them are weekly or monthly, right? And what I also do during this time when I'm brainstorming actions, I also brainstorm rewards that I will give myself as I break some of the milestones of, or when I reach some of the milestones that I'm reaching, because I feel like rewarding is a very good way to keep yourself motivated and to just keep trying even when things get a little bit crazy and things get a little bit rough. And some of the rewards that I have there are like my gym accessories. So I want to reward myself with a nice cute gym set, like a cute set or better equipment. So those are also rewards that work towards promoting that action to continue to happen. So what I did in this section also is, once I brainstormed something, I defined it as either a project or a habit. So it's important to take projects as well and break them down into actions to make sure that you have things that you can go practically do to make sure that you actually reach the particular intention or goal that you're working towards. So this was pretty much it for brainstorming. Then I took all of this brainstorming, so for all dimensions, right, I took the entire brainstorming, and then what I did is I outlined how my year could look like. And this was basically breaking it down into the first, second, third, and fourth quarter. Why I find this to be so important is because, firstly, it allows me to see if I'm being practical about all the things that I can do this quarter, or am I just trying to do too much, So here for example, I realized that I cannot start a business and also study at the same time, because I also have a 9 to 5 job and I want to do my YouTube as well. So this allowed me to decide what I can practically do this year. So what I then decided was, I'm going to focus on studying, and then I'm going to just start planning out my business that I want to start towards the far end of the year. And as you can see, I have a lot more in the beginning quarters than I do have towards the end of the year. And this is because life happens, right? And I don't want to over plan my year, because I might end up moving some of these things towards the quarter to just the end of the year, or I might have to pivot at some point in the year. So I don't want to overburden myself, and I want to create a time to unwind. So you'll see I have vacations there and stuff to just kind of relax and take it easy. So with all of this information, I then take the first quarter and I break it down. I plan the quarter. This is where I do the intensive planning, break it down to what's going to happen in January, February, and March. And you will see that same theme of more in January, some in February, and less in March, because of life happens, right? And I'm going basically on my track record. I know my track record. I know what I am. I know how I work, right? So I don't want to pretend now, because it's a new year, it's a new me, and this new me basically makes no mistakes or has no struggles. I know me, and I need to take me into account to make sure that I show up consistently. So for example, my January, I want to work on my morning routine. My February, I want to work on my after work routine. And then I also want to do a monthly reset routine and get that right. And in Jan, I just want to do my weekly reset routine and get that right. That doesn't mean that I won't do other routines, but I want to focus on those for that month. Okay. And then March, I know that I'm going to be going on a holiday because it's my anniversary, and I need to take that into account. I need to be practical. So that's why I also kind of went a little bit lean for March. And basically, now that I know how my quarter is going to look, I then ask myself the question, so what kind of morning routine, after work routine, weekly reset routine, and monthly routine will allow me to be able to execute consistently, And that's the next part. It's to set my routines. So with my routines, they're pretty much simple. I didn't want to overly complicate them. I just wanted to make sure I do these things at least on the daily. So for my morning routine, it's pretty much focused more on making sure that I work out and keeping my space clean. So for 15 minutes, I'm just gonna wipe the counters or do one thing to clean my house to keep it clean at all times. And then my after work routine, I want to focus on making progress on one thing. What I mean by that is I want to do a lot. I'm coming for everything, okay? So if you look at it, I have a full-time job, but I also want to do YouTube, and I'm also going to be studying this year. So I outline what am I going to be doing. So progress on one thing means, for example, today I want to make progress on my sewing. Tomorrow, I want to make progress on my YouTube. The next day, I want to make progress on studying. And then the other day, I want to unwind a little bit. And then I also want to make progress on my studying on Thursday. So that is just making sure that you do one thing a day. Because when you try to do everything every day, you're more likely to fail or more likely to get to a place of overwhelm and burnout, you know? Then I also have my weekly reset routine. My weekly reset routine allows me to plan for the week and make sure everything is sorted. This is going to be the same place where I also do my meal planning, and I also just do some deep cleaning around the house. And that's the place where I outline everything that needs to be done on the week, slot it into my daily planner and my weekly planner, and just work on execution for the rest of the week. Then I look back to the week and see what happened, and then I repeat the process again. And this brings me to the monthly review. The monthly review, we go back to our goals, and we go back to our intention and see how far we are. Review our finances, review the month, and review our goals, and then decide what are we going to do for the next coming month practically, and pivot where we need to pivot. Maybe we didn't do too much this month, so how is the next month going to look? And this is pretty much the review process, you know. And yeah, that's like it. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope this inspires you to organically follow your own path and do whatever you want to do. Before we go, I just wanted to mention a few things, right? Self-compassion is key in this part, you know. You plan out your year, you have all these big and bad things, then life happens. Remember to be kind to yourself, because if you're not, you're going to hate your goals and hate yourself for not being able to do what you set out to do for the year. And vision board. Vision board allows me to remember where I'm headed, but at the same time, not put so much emphasis on it, but focus on the goals and the actions focus on the actions that will allow me to get to where I want to head. So yes, I do have a vision board. And love yourself through it. Do it your own way. Follow your own path. Yes, take advice from others, but ultimately decide on what feels true and organic to you. But anyway, guys, thank you for showing up today. That is it from me. Hopefully you learned something, and please do like, share, and subscribe. But please share with your other friends out there so that we can dream, plan, and do to a better life together, honeys. I will see you on the next one. Okay, bye.